me you.
So guys, let's get started. To make this beautiful top, you need just 1 yard of a fabric that is 60 inches long. 1 yard of a fabric that is 60 inches long. So you can use your vintage fabric or any other fabric you want, but if you're making use of an Ankara fabric, I'm sure you need about 1.5 yard of your Ankara fabric. But what I have here is just 1 yard of this fabric because it is 60 inches long. So right here I'm marking my top length, I'm marking the back. I'm going to draft out the back pattern first, and then I'm marking the length there at 26. So 26 is just okay if you're going to be wearing this top with a straight pant or a straight skirt. So right there, what I'm marking next is my shoulder measurement. So my shoulder measurement divided by 2 is 7.5, and I've gone ahead to mark it right there. So that's my shoulder measurement right there, and then I'm going to go ahead and connect the line straight to meet the center front, leaving that 1 inch for my start line. So once that is done, the next thing I'm going to go ahead and mark is my armhole depth. So my armhole depth is 8 inches, and I've gone ahead to mark it there. Then right there, I'll still place my shoulder measurement divided by 2, and then I'll connect the dots together to meet these 8 inches I had marked for my armhole depth. I hope that is clear. So once that is done, I'm going to go ahead and determine the center or the midpoint of my armhole, which is 4 inches, and then I'm going to connect the curves like so to meet each other. Right now I'm just trying to connect the lines together so that the lines will be bold enough for you to see. So this is me connecting all the dots together, marking all the lines so it's clear enough. Once that is done, the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is to place my bust measurement divided by 4, which is 9.5, and I'm going to add an extra 4 inches to it. So you can do an extra 4 or 5 inches, whichever one is okay with you. But mind you, this top should be a very free top because it's a wrap top. So right there on my bust line, what I had is 13.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and mark the same 13.5 inches around the hem of the dress. So I'm connecting it straight. So it's a straight line marking. You don't just need to shape any part of this dress. So it's just straight line to meet the hem. So what I'm marking right there is 4 inches for my neck width. It's going to be 4 inches wide and also 4 inches deep. I don't want the neckline to be too deep, so I just want it to be 4 inches wide and 4 inches deep. Meanwhile, you can determine whichever neckline you want to do. There's no strict rules to the neckline for this dress. You can decide to do a V neckline or a deeper round neckline. So right there, I'm just going to go ahead and slant my shoulder by 1/2 inch, and then once that is done, I'll connect the neckline also properly so the lines can be bold enough for you to see. So now for this dress, you can decide to have a sleeve for this dress. At this point, I was really contemplating whether or not I wanted to have a sleeve or not, but I decided I might want to wear it to church, so I want to extend it and give it a sleeve. So for the sleeve, I marked 17 inches from the center front like so, and then I connected it to meet the armhole depth right there. Once that is done, I went ahead to determine the sleeve opening, and then I marked it at 10 inches. So 10 inches is just okay for the sleeve opening, so I connected the lines together like so. Then once that is done, the next thing to do is just to curve the armhole area like so. So this is me connecting just the lines together. Once that is done, I'll go ahead and extend my shoulder to meet the sleeve. Meanwhile, I'll be leaving out 1.5 inches away from the shoulder line, just to give it the slope around the shoulder. So once this is done, I'll connect the end or the tip of the sleeve like so. I just want it to have that curve around the armhole area like so. So just do exactly as I've done. And once that is done, the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is to cut it out. I'll start with the neckline like so. Once that is done, I'll cut the shoulder slope down to the sleeve, and then from there I'll cut the hem of the dress and then upwards like so to meet the armhole, the curve around the armhole, and then I'll go ahead and cut it out like so. Yes, once this is done, the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is to bring my fabric for my center front, my front piece like so, and then I'll place the back piece on top of the remaining fabric. Now at this point, I realized I was going to wear this dress with a flared skirt, so I had to reduce the length of the back. The back, I had earlier cut it at 26 inches, so I reduced it to 23 inches. So when I'm done sewing, it will be 22 inches. But please, if you're wearing this top with a straight pants or a straight skirt, I'll advise you leave it at 26 inches. It's just fine. But mine is a flared skirt, so I had to cut out 3 inches from the back piece. I hope that is clear. So this is me marking 23 inches around the back pattern like so, and then I'm going to go ahead and just cut it out. Once that is done, I'm going to go ahead and trace out the center back on the center front. I'll cut the both of them the same thing. The neckline is going to be the same, the shoulder slants, the sleeve, and every other thing. The only difference between the center front and the center back, or the back and the front piece, is that the front piece is a bit longer than the back piece. It's actually longer than the back piece, so that's just the difference. Now for this dress, there are two styles or different styles to this dress. You can decide to leave it squared, you can decide to give it a curve. There are a lot of styles on it, different styles on it, but you can choose whichever one you want to do. So at this point I was still contemplating what to do, but then I decided I wanted it to have a curve around that area, so I just went ahead to curve it like so. So this is the curve. I had initially drawn this curve, but I decided it was a bit wide, so I had to reduce it a little bit. So this is the shape I finally arrived at. So after drawing this curve, the next thing I went ahead to do is to cut out the shape. So once I'm done cutting out the shape, the next thing I want to decide is where my center slit, the slit for the center front, is going to sit. So right there I marked the slit for the center front. I'm going to place my tape and then I'm going to mark it at 16 inches. I want it to be at my half cut, exactly my half cut. So if you are taller than I am, if your half cut is 18 inches, please extend yours to 18 inches, and of course your center front is going to be longer than mine. So I went ahead to slit it open right there, and then I was stopped at the 16 inches that I had marked earlier. I hope that is clear. So once this is done, the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is to sew this dress. But then this is the center front, and then this is the center back. This is what it should look like. The back is very, very high, higher than the front part of the dress. So next thing to do is to bring my back piece like so, and then I'm going to go ahead and curve it the same way I've done for the center front. So this is just to curve that side like so, and then I just shaping it a bit, not so much, and then I went ahead to cut it out like so. Once that is done, the next thing to go ahead and cut is the rope or the belts for the center front. So I didn't really have a dimension I was working to. I just wanted it to be slim. So I think what I have right here is 1 inch wide, 1.5 inch wide thereabout, and then the length I really did not measure it, but you can do from 20 inches upward is just okay. So I'm trying to fold it into 4 so I can cut it into 2 equal parts. So this is me just trying to trim all the excess around this belt, and then once that is done, I went ahead to split it open into 2. So once I'm done cutting it into 2, one is going to be for the left hand side and the other is going to be for the right hand side. So what I have right there is the 2 belts for both sides of my center front. So let's go ahead and sew this dress. To sew this dress, you just place your center front like so and look for a matching bias tape. And then what you're going to do with this bias tape is just going to turn in the neckline. So to turn in your neckline, just place your bias tape at the tip of your neckline and then sew around it like so. And once you're done sewing, you're going to flip it over and then stop stitch on it. So once that is done, this is what it looks like. I've gone ahead to iron it neatly, and then that is that. So the next thing to turn in is your slit, front slit for this top. So to turn it in, I also went ahead to use the bias tape to sew around it like so down to the other side of the slit, and then I did notch the edges and then I turned it in. But then our advice, this was a bit difficult to achieve, but I later achieved it. I'll advise you use a piece of fabric, possibly 2 inches wide, place it on top of the slit and then sew it and then turn it in. It's easier than using a bias tape. So this is me notching all the edges, making sure I notch all the edges so I won't find it difficult turning it in. So once that is done, the next thing I'll go ahead and do is to top stitch, just like I have done for the neckline. So it's just the same process for both the slit and the neckline. So I'm still notching trying to make sure I have all the edges notched, so I won't find it difficult to turn it in. So all this is done, the next thing is to go ahead and then turn it in like so, and then I'll run a top stitch around it. So I've done that, and then I've gone ahead to iron it. But then again, I'll advise you to use a piece of fabric to turn it in, just like I said earlier. So very soon I'm going to be demonstrating what I mean by a piece of fabric. Now, you cut out a striped fabric like the one I'm about to show, like this. You place it on your center front like so, and then you go ahead and sew round it like so, and then you turn it in. It's easier than using a bias tape, so I'll use a chalk to describe what I mean. You place it like so, and then you go ahead and sew. Just watch the chalk line. You go ahead and sew it like so, and then like so. Yes, just go ahead and sew it like so. Follow that square shape you see around there, and then sew the same thing for both sides. Then you notch the edges and then turn it in. It's a lot easier doing it that way than using a bias tape. Next thing to do is to bring my back piece, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn it in using a bias tape, just like I did for the front part. And then this is what it looks like. I've gone ahead to iron it. So right away I'm going to place my center front like so, and then I'll place the center back on top of the center front, and then what I'll go ahead to do is to join the shoulder, join them together shoulder to shoulder. So it's just to sew at 0.5 inch across the shoulder, that's all. So I've gone ahead to join them shoulder to shoulder. This is the second shoulder. The next thing to go ahead and do is simply to hem all the sides. By all the sides I mean I'll hem the sleeve, I'll hem the edge of the back piece, and also I'll hem the edge of the front piece. So I'm going to go ahead and hem all the sides like so. This is the part I'll hem for the back piece. That's the edge of the back piece. I'll hem it like so. The next thing, I'll hem also the edge of the front piece. You can see right there. I'll go ahead and hem it just like the way I'm folding it right there. So I've gone ahead to hem all the sides, and I'm going to show you very shortly. You can see how neat the sewing is. Yours should be as neat as mine. Just go ahead and hem it neatly all around. Hem the sleeve, the back, and then the front. Hem all the sides. This is very neat and straight. So this is just me showing you how all the sides should be. How all the sides should be neatly sewn and then stitched. So once this is done, the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is to close the side of this dress. So to close the side, I'm going to go ahead and turn the dress inside out. So I'm done turning it inside out. The next thing I'll go ahead and do is to mark where I want my sewing to stop. Now for this dress, you just have to stop your closing this dress at about 15 or 16 inches. You don't have to sew it to the hem of the dress. So for me, because I'm not so tall, I'm going to be stopping at 15 inches. That is right before my half cut. Remember, the center front slit was at 16 inches. But closing the dress, you close it 1 inch before the center front slit. So that's 15 inches right there. And then the next thing I'll go ahead and do is to sew like so from the side to meet the sleeve opening right there. And once I'm done with that, the remnant I have, I'm going to go ahead and hem it just the same way I did hem the sleeve, and then the back, and then the front also. So that's the part I'm going to hem. I'm showing you right there. And then once that is done, I'm going to show you what it looks like. So I've gone ahead to close from the sleeve opening to the 15 inches. And then I've gone ahead to hem all the sides. Now this is the hem for the back, and then this is the hem for the front. You can see the front is longer than the back, so it should meet the hem that you have done earlier. So all the sides have been hemmed, and then they are all still pretty and neat. So make sure you are doing a neat and a good job, and make sure you have your pressing iron very, very close by. You really need it to make this dress come out fine. So you can see all the sides. I've gone ahead to hem it, The next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is to sew the belt. So what I'll do is I'll fold it inwards like so, bend it inwards, and then like so. Just go ahead and sew it whichever. You can make this belt bigger than this, whichever shape you want it to assume. Just go ahead, and if you want it wider, you want it longer, but this is what I want to do with mine. I'll just fold it inwards like you see me doing, and then at the end of the day to be as slim as the width is just going to be about 0.25, quarter of an inch. So the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is to attach this belt to the slit on this dress. So to attach it, I went ahead to measure 8.5 inches away from the opening of the slit. 8.5 inches, I went ahead to mark there. But then if you're not so sure, you can place your tape at the shoulder of your dress. Now from the shoulder, I went ahead to mark 23.5 inches. So around 23.5 inches is where I'm going to attach this. So I'm going to ahead to mark it with a chalk. I'm just going to go ahead and place this belt inside, and then I'll stitch on top of it. I'll do the same thing for both sides. So with this, we've come to the end of today's tutorial. Do well to like, share, subscribe, comment, share this video so YouTube can recommend my videos to other viewers. It helps my channel grow, it helps and encourages me to do better. Thank you very much. I love you all. Bye.